Hello there, welcome back to Planet Zoo. Thank you very much for joining me today. We are back here in Opal Zoo, so this is our very heavily themed zoo where we had our Australia zone, we had our South American zone, and we had our Africa zone, and our aquatic zone, of course. And I've been having a lot of fun in this zoo, I'll be honest. I really have enjoyed doing it so far. We had two areas left to do. There was going to be what was this classed as? Well, there was going to be an Asia area, as you can see over here. What is this one? Arctic, that was it. Arctic, which was going to have all of these animals in it just here. And I had quite a nice plan for what I was doing. And as you can see, I have done quite a lot of work to the zone. So we've already got some animals in. We have a couple of polar bears over here. In this enclosure over here we have what have we got in here? Our timber wolves. We then have some Arctic foxes. Are these ones? Yeah, Arctic foxes over here. We have our Arctic wolves over here. Oh dear, they're thirsty because I haven't given them any water. We have our reindeer over here. And we have a couple of snow leopards over here. So, it was all looking good. Oh yes, sorry, and of course, how could I forget? A couple of Siberian tigers as well. So, it was all going okay. I'd upgraded my computer and I thought, yes, this is great. I'm going to be able to continue this zoo and finish off my last two areas, and it's going to look really good. However, even having upgraded my computer, I am finding it incredibly laggy, unfortunately, and I know why, and it's simply because probably of this area here. There are simply too many trees in this zoo, and it can't handle it. Basically, the game just isn't designed to run when you have this many items in a single zoo. I mean, if you look at all the rocks and everything that I've put over all of this, I don't know if I can actually do this to. Yeah, I mean, it says it's not that many really. It's 3,800 pieces. Although actually no, because that won't count individual pieces, will it? Or will it? No. Yeah, no, it doesn't, because that is one piece, you see, where clearly it's not. You see, so that piece alone. It's not actually letting me click on it. There we go. So yeah, so that one piece alone is 224 pieces. Yeah, so it's not quite working in that way. It doesn't actually calculate it, does it? No. Anyway, it doesn't really matter. The point is that I've come to the sad conclusion that I'm not going to be able to finish this zoo. Now, what I have done to try and alleviate the lag problems, I've turned the graphics right down as low as they can go. In fact, I think at the moment, I think I've turned them back up again because it was just annoying me. Let's have a look. Where am I? Yes, at the moment, I'm back into high graphics. But even when I turn them down to low, as soon as I start trying to build anything, it's lagging again. It just can't handle it, basically. But it was so sad. But you know, there are positives to this. So I'm not going to be able to finish the zoo as I wanted in this zoo. So we're basically stuck with our 4 areas that we've done, and I'm really happy with these. They all came out better than I expected, and I'm very, very pleased with the results. So this Arctic area, as you can see, it was going to be a fairly straightforward area, really. Obviously full of snow, a simple walkway coming through, and then large habitats for each of the animals, just populated with trees mostly, some rock work, and you know, a shelter or two per animal sort of thing. So it wasn't going to be a massively complicated thing. I'd done this nice custom fencing, which I'd used for the larger animals, so the polar bears, the tigers and the wolves, and then these ones were all being done with in-game fencing. I had a little viewing area here that I was going to build a shelter over. And yeah, it was coming along nicely, but like I said, it's just getting to the point where as soon as I start building, it just lags, and it's very frustrating. If any of you have got experience of this sort of issue, you know what it's like when you're trying to build and it just keeps on pausing, and you end up, you click to place something somewhere, and then 5 seconds later you've moved your cursor and it places it over here instead. It's very, very frustrating. and I can't do it. I can't live with that sort of frustration, unfortunately. So the Arctic area is that so far. That's all I've got, and that is as far as it's going to go. The Asia area, obviously, I never got to do at all. However, what I am going to do, because I am very keen, particularly on the Asia area, I'm very keen to do it. So I'm going to start a new zoo, and it is just going to be a Asian themed zoo. It's going to be quite large because I've got a bit of an idea of how I want to do it, because it's going to be large but not using lots of objects. That's my plan. But I will wait until I actually release the first episode of that zoo to explain my thinking behind it. So that's how I'm going to get around this. I may at some point do an Arctic themed zoo, but to be honest, that interests me less. There's less you can do with Arctic. I mean, as you can see, it's a fairly generic, plain sort of environment, isn't it, the Arctic? So it was never going to be the most interesting of the areas within the zoo. Whereas the Asian area, I think I could do a lot with, because there's a lot of architecture in the game and a lot of foliage in the game, which is very Asia Pacific. No, Pacific? Sorry, let me put my teeth in. Asia specific. So that is my plan. I am going to be starting a new zoo. In fact, as I record this, I have already started building my new zoo. So you are going to get an Asian zoo with all the Asian animals in it and lots of Asian architecture and terraforming, etc., etc. You may not get an Arctic zoo. I may do one. I'm really not sure at the moment. I'm just going to be focused on my Asia zoo first. But that is going to be it for Opal Zoo. This will be the final episode of Opal Zoo. It's a shame, but I think we've had fun. I certainly have. Certainly I've had some good feedback from you guys, and I really appreciate that. And please do continue to feedback on my other zoos if you like them, if you don't like them, if you've got ideas or suggestions. Please do let me know. And hopefully I will see you very soon back in my new Asia zoo, or possibly in one of my other ones, because I'm still working on one or two of my other zoos. I think I have my tiny zoo is still going, and I have my new series, my lunar zoo, is going well. I've got quite a few more episodes of that already recorded. And I've still technically got my Waverley Zoo as well, which was my highly realistic zoo, although I've not been back into that for a while. I stopped playing that when my computer started lagging, and I haven't gone back in since I bought my new upgraded PC. So I have no idea whether that's going to be running well enough to play again or not. But at the moment I'm having a lot of fun with my creativity in these other zoos. So Waverley Zoo at the moment is on the back burner, and I'll have to wait until I get more inspiration to go back into that one. But it's there, it's in the background. It may well come back at some point soon, but for now Opal Zoo is going to end. Lunar Zoo is ongoing, Tiny Zoo is ongoing, and my new Asian zoo is also going to be starting soon. So there's lots of zoo work on the way to you. You won't have to wait long, I promise. So there we go. So that is going to be it for Opal Zoo. So I do hope you enjoyed this series for as long as it's been here. And yeah, please do join me again soon in another zoo. So thank you for all your support with this one, and I'm glad you could kind of join me here at the end. But it's not a sad end, it's a hopeful end, because things will return. But until they do, thank you very much for joining me, and hopefully I will see you soon. Until I do, take care.